Have you ever seen something that people are doing today that you were doing a long time ago before it became mainstream? Like you were doing it so long ago that back then when you were doing it out of necessity, it would probably be laughed at and considered taboo. Y'all, that's my dog. She hears something at the door. Bless her heart. She's so protective. Listen, so that's me and this whole envelope budgeting system type method that everyone is doing now. And it's been, made public, made popular, monetized. You can buy cutesy little envelopes and binders and all of those things. But I was stuffing envelopes out of necessity as a single parent. Back in 1995, I would have direct deposits set up for my paycheck so that I didn't have to pay any check cashing fees. I would go to the bank on payday, withdraw all of my money except for the, minimum balance that I needed to keep in my account to keep my account open and active, take that money home, and then divide it up into the envelopes that I had. And they were just plain, regular, cheap envelopes that I had written down, on the front what each dollar amount was allocated for. Gas, food, diapers, whatever the case may be. So when I look at the envelope system today as what it is like completely mind-blowing. So let's fast forward to today where my financial situation has changed. I go to the bank and I withdraw cash for a specific purpose. I am not the type of person to just keep cash on me, on hand at any given day or any given moment, right? So with that, as I'm looking at this savings method that people are doing called sinking funds, I knew right off the bat that the envelope stuffing method just was not going to work for me. So I knew that I had to do something digitally. But with that, I didn't want to have to create a separate account, put any apps on my phone or do any of those things like that. Fortunately, Ally Bank, I've been an Ally Bank customer for the past 7 years. Ally Bank has a feature in their online savings tool that allows you to set up what they call buckets, equivalent to the same thing as envelopes for sinking funds. So I created my sinking funds digitally using my existing account. Didn't even have to create another account, using my existing savings account with Ally Bank. And the reason why I wanted to create these sinking funds, that if you give me just a second, I'm going to tell you the name that I'm thinking about switching this to, because sinking funds to me just kind of like has a negative connotation. Like when you just kind of like sink your money into something, it seems like you're wasting it. You don't have to, vibe with that. That's just me. But I am going to tell you here in a minute what I think I'm going to change the name of that to, just for me. So anyway, I created my sinking funds specifically for my car registration and oil changes because every year those sneak up on me without fail. And here in Texas, when you get your registration renewed, you also have to have an emissions inspection every single year. So what ends up happening is I'll get ready to go and pay for my registration. And then I remember I haven't done my inspection yet. And if I'm not mistaken, I think that is like a separate fee of $25. So that when you get your inspection, it says that you passed, you take that to the place along with your registration and they know that you're good to go, right? So I was like, this year I'm going to be proactive. I set up my sinking funds for my registration, for the car inspection, and as well as oil changes for my car. So in 2020, because everybody was sitting at home, I only had to get one oil change for that year, for the whole year. So I went ahead and I paid for my oil change that I just needed to get. And then I'm going to set up my sinking fund for 2 additional oil changes for the remainder of this year. That way, in the event that I do end up driving more, if things open up more, I will still have the funds put aside for 2 oil changes. But in the event that I don't need that money for an oil change, I can just roll that over to the next calendar year and use it ongoing for that. In addition to me forgetting about it every year, it just seemed like I was taking an extra step to allocate where my money is going. So instead of calling this my sinking funds, I think I'm going to call it my ready for it funds. So here in this new year, this is one of the things that I'm super excited about. And if it's something that you would like to get started in doing, let me know if you have any questions. And I'm going to link below to another young lady's video that I watched who's also an Ally Bank customer. And in her video, she walks you through the steps, shows you her Ally dashboard. Y'all know I don't be doing all that technical stuff over here, but I'll still hook you up. So I'm going to link to her video in case you actually want to see what those savings buckets look like when you log in to Ally. I will also include down below in the video notes a link to Ally in case you want to start a savings account there. They do not have any type of an affiliate program. So if you sign up, no money goes into my pocket. Just good for you for taking an extra step to hopefully get your finances a little bit more organized. I've got 2 more videos that you can watch. One of them is the 7 things that I no longer buy. I think it's interesting to see those kinds of things because a lot of times when people are doing budgeting videos, we're always talking about the things that we do spend our money on. So watch all the way until the end. You can click through to the video to see the 7 things that I no longer buy. And if you're interested in finding out how I spent my stimulus check, there's a video for that too. If you don't take away anything else from this video, I want you to remember this. As long as you don't value things more than you value people, you'll be just fine. It's your money. You make the rules, and I'll see you in our next video.